Really?
Can may I call this meeting to order, please? Let's get everybody with us this evening. We're going to begin the day or the evening, with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask Mr. Wilkerson to please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we're going. First thing we have out here is the approval of the minutes of the September 4th and September 11th, 2012 regular meetings. Mr. Curry?
Second.
Mr. McAllister, second. All those in favor?
Yes.
Anybody opposed? That being all yes votes. Okay, the next item on our agenda are public comments. We have two people who have signed in. We have Morgan Hutchinson about softball. Morgan, where out there? Is this a team? Are you Amy?
Yes.
Amy Parsons? Okay, so are you Morgan?
Yeah.
And you Amy?
Yes.
Okay.
Since Lincoln County High School opened in 2006-2007, our softball program has been one of the top programs in the state. The first two seasons, we played our home games on the Samantha Burns Memorial Field in West Hamlin, the former field of Guyan Valley High School and the current field of Guyan Valley Middle School. In the spring of 2009, we, through countless hours of volunteer work and donations, were able to play our home games on our own field on the grounds of LCHS. In the spring of 2011, Lincoln County High School softball accomplished something that no other team had in the history of Lincoln County High School and in the history of Lincoln County female sports. We won the AAA state championship. So as LCHS softball continues to strive to maintain itself as a top program in the state, we are in need of some assistance. As we've been able to construct our own field, concession stand, press box, dugouts, restrooms, and chairback seats, along with a state-of-the-art scoreboard equipped with a 5.5 foot by 10.5 feet video screen, as well as completing our locker room facilities last season.
Now we need assistance for the next and possibly final phase of our facility, a synthetic turf outfield. Our girls would benefit tremendously from having a synthetic turf field. There would be less games canceled due to rain because of the improved surfaces and drainage system. There would be an increased amount of practice time because less time would be needed to maintain facilities. There would be less chance of injury due to mud or holes in the outfield and foul territory. The installation of a synthetic turf outfield completes our field. We want our facilities to match our team, and that is the best in the state of West Virginia. Our delegate, Josh Dowers, has already secured our program $20,000 for this project, but we estimate the total costing being $50,000, and that is with our outstanding community volunteers and local business supplying the heavy equipment and man hours to minimize the cost of the project. Therefore, we are asking you for your help by also donating another $20,000 for our boosters. And our boosters has agreed to fundraise for the remaining $10,000. This project will be impossible without your support, and I appreciate you taking the time to allow me to speak on behalf of the Lady Panther softball program.
Very good. It's like speed reading here. Thank you very much, girls. Any members of the board have any questions of the young ladies? I think we all certainly appreciate all the accomplishments of your softball program, and we certainly understand how proud we are of what you all accomplished and want you to continue to do so. All those kind of things. As far as this will be something the board will take under consideration. We can't take any action on any action that's not on our agenda prior to that, but we will probably discuss it at some point. Just to clarify, you've gotten $20,000 and you're, I guess, wanting $20,000 more than you're going to raise 10. That's your goal, I suppose, right? But I really can't say what we're going to do. Well, the board has done, just for everyone's information, we've had a lot of requests in the past for funding for various things. So what we did this past year was we tried to provide additional money to schools to provide for some of those things that might come forth from various clubs and groups such as yourself. So we'll take that into consideration too. Mr. Hoover, glad to have you with us. Could you, I would just like to have a feel for the type of turf. I read about this before that you're proposing to have here, because this is not something we're aware of.
Right. We had a company called Green Sand to come out and give us cost estimates and measurements and everything, and it's just a synthetic AstroTurf outfield. So that would eliminate any grass that we would have, and we would still have our dirt infield. And we've also approached the county commission to ask for their assistance. So I'm sure that anything that you all could or would be able to do would help us possibly get funding from them, because they may be able to do matching funds of what the school board would agree to do. And when we spoke with Mr. McCann, he did ask us if we had approached the Board of Education, and I told him no, but we were planning to do that. So we're hoping maybe as a joint effort between Delegate Josh Stowers being able to get us some funding through some grants, and with you guys and the county commission, that would make this project possible. And this would complete our field. I mean, there's that we have our chair back seats, and we have have everything else in place, and this would kind of be our final phase with our facilities.
Well, we sure understand what you're saying, this board of
We appreciate it. Thank you.
We certainly understand that. As we have a lot of facilities that we've had requests for. Recently soccer's been one and all. But what we'll have to do, like I say, typically when we provided additional funds to each school, the first step we ask is for clubs and groups to go to their school principal. And I know you guys are in kind of flux right now.
Right.
And see what monies might be available through the school, because that was one of the reasons we did that. So, but we will, we'll take into consideration what you've done tonight. Appreciate everything you did.
And once that position is in place, that'll be a conversation that we will have with the principal.
Yeah. That would probably be our suggestion, that be one of the earliest things you do,
Right.
because that's, once again, the reason we did provide them money, so that they, just eliminates a step. They can go ahead and do the things that they feel are most worthy for their school. With our involvement and all that, we want to be involved. Okay, thanks.
Well, thank you for your time.
I have a question.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
I may ask some stupid questions here. What kind of preparation do you have to do before you lay down the turf?
Well, and
Is that
that's
part
what
of the cost?
That's what the young lady said, is the cost estimate we had was almost $80,000. And we have already got some companies or some people around the community that have already is going to donate the heavy equipment. There's a lot of excavating to do. You have to lay down so many layers of larger rock, medium rock, small rock, and then the $50,000 would pay for that company to come in and install the turf and do what they need to do. But a lot of the manpower is going to be donated with our community and with our parents, and that's how we build our entire field is with our parents and with our community.
Is this a permanent turf, or do you remove it during the off-season?
It's permanent.
It's permanent.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
Has the infield already got draining cannon?
Yes. Yes, the infield is in very good shape, and that's it's a very good surface, so we're not going to bother the infield. And two, if you have an AstroTurf infield, you're not eligible to host certain postseason tournaments. So we wouldn't want to cost ourselves a home field with that kind of a situation.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good information. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, now, you're all certainly welcome to stay with us. If you'd like to depart, you're welcome to do that.
Thank you.
We understand. Not that everything we do isn't interesting. I'm sure you want to fan those speakers. Okay, under presentations tonight, the first presentation is Dr. Donna Martin, West Virginia Association of Retired School Employees. Welcome back, Donna.
All righty, thank you. On the other side of the table tonight. It's comfortable over here too. Thanks for putting me on the agenda, I appreciate it. I'm here tonight to ask the board to proclaim next week, which is September the 24th through the 28th, as the West Virginia Association of Retired School Employees Week. And I think in your agenda, you have a draft proclamation. And I would like you to proclaim that because, for some of the following reasons. Whereas the West Virginia Association of Retired School Employees was formed in 1957 for retired teachers, school personnel, administrators, and college personnel. And whereas that association protects retired school personnel pensions, promotes senior opportunities, and provides information about retired life. And whereas that association aims to promote the economic, social, and professional status of retired school employees, and so forth and so on, and you have these other reasons here on this sheet. I have at the bottom of this sheet a place for your signature if you so choose to do this and proclaim next week for the school employees, the retired school personnel. And I would ask that you do that if you so choose, and I'll leave this with Mr. Priestley. And each county has a chapter of this association. Our county here has, we meet, the association meets every second Tuesday at 12:30 in this room. Your officers for this year are Mr. Priestley is the president, John Oblinger is the vice president, treasurer is Jackie Hall, and I'm the secretary. And that's why I'm here in that role tonight. I think that we have over 100 members already for this year, is that correct?
We had 104.
104. Last year, I know toward the end of the year, we had about 140. The state has over 7,500 members. And that represents about 25% statewide of all retired school personnel last year. So, do you have any questions about that?
When did you say you meet?
Every second Tuesday at 12:30 in this room. And it's open to the public. It's an open meeting. So, and we strive to help retired school personnel. That's our aim, to serve those people. Any questions about that? Mr. Wilkerson here, I do want to mention that he was a past president. And how long did you serve in that capacity?
Somewhere between 12 and 15 years.
And he finally got somebody else to take it over.
I lost track, Dr. Mark.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your years of service. You did
Thank
a
you.
wonderful job. With the board's indulgence, I'd like to ask for just a few more minutes. But
Fred?
I'm going to give you some, okay? I'm going to give you that most important gift of information. I went to a Family Resource Network meeting this morning. I'm on that board. And I was provided some information I thought would be a wonderful resource for people, especially if you're writing grants, okay, in the school system. This one was provided by the clinic out here. It's called Behavioral Health County Profile. And it has all kinds of information about tobacco usage, drug usage, demographics, through different years, but it's really some good information. And also, Tammy Agnes, who's the director of the FRN for the county, applies every year for money to run that association or that network. And it's funded through the Department of Health and Human Services. And as part of the grant application, she has to put down where she gets her data to justify asking for money. And this is a rich source of information with websites about if you want to know anything about housing in Lincoln County, the general population, births, deaths, marriages, and so forth. There's all kinds of websites, okay? So I'd like to give that to the superintendent and disperse as you see fit, okay? And one more source of information was provided by the Family Resource Network itself. It's 2 pages of contact information for resources in this county, such as if you wanted to know where they teach adult education in the county, it's got all the sources and phone numbers. It's got the schools, senior citizens, water utilities, everything from A to Z with the contact information. So I've got lots of copies of these. I'll leave them with you again. And I'm going to go ahead and give some information. Give the rest each to you. I don't think they've given the schools or anybody any of these yet, okay?
Okay.
So I'll give those to you. Do you have any questions about that? Okay, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Don, appreciate it.
Well, Don.
Hey, I'm on my time.
Oh, God. I know Donna doesn't want to leave, she wants to stay here.
I do, because I want to hear this recent presentation.
You're welcome to stay home. You don't want to hear Joe or nothing?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I certainly want to hear Joe.
All right, thanks, Don, appreciate it. All right, the next group on our